Yeah, is this going to take years and years? How long does it take to get a patent? Great question. The timing is, of course, an important concern. It typically takes anywhere from 1 to 3, 4 years to get a patent granted. But a couple of things about that. Even though until the patent is granted, you don't have a patent to enforce, there are some benefits that start flowing to you before your patent grants. So the important one is priority. From the moment you file your application, you have your place in line. We call it your priority. And that means that anyone that files something similar after you, if it's covering the same things, yours will be prior art to theirs and will either block their patent or really limit what they can get. And so that priority is immediate protection against other people getting a patent on something that you invented. It's first come, first served. So whoever has the earlier priority. If someone else has earlier priority to you, then they're going to be prior art to you. And then we have to work on that. And that's part of what happens along the way in the process. And that's why we can do prior art searches, and we can talk more about that at another time. That's a little more of an involved question, but just so you know, the one of the major benefits that you get when you file. You don't have to wait for the 3 years until it gets granted. You get it when you file, and that is your priority. But yeah, typically plan on the grant process taking 3 years. Now there's a fast track, which it can happen a lot faster. It can happen in a year. And so that's something that we could talk about. If getting your patent granted as soon as possible is important, there are some things that we can do, which increase the cost a little bit because there's extra filing fees that you need to pay. But it's the USPTO costs that you need to pay to fast track it. But it can be worth it in your situation. So if you absolutely need to have your patent granted by this date, let's talk about it, and we'll see if we can figure out a way to do that. There's a lot of flexibility. And so the first thing we need to do is talk to you, learn what you need, and then we can talk about options and costs and your specific timeline. So I hope that helps. It's not a 10-year process, and it's not a 30-day process. It is plan on a year to 3 years. All right. And remember, priority, you get that from filing. So you don't have to wait till grant for all of your benefits. All right. Thanks.